Hey everyone, it's Ashley here, Nerfenstein, and today I'm hoping to do a quick repaint of Clark from the 100 and turn her into one header. I'm just starting by taping her off, or taping off her face, because I don't want to change that overly at the moment. I'll come back when it's done. Here we go, face taped off, and in typical fashion my neighbour's decided to trim his lawn. So it might be a little bit noisy, so I apologise about that. Next up, just some black acrylic. She looks scary. Just going to paint some black acrylic on. Make a mess already. And the reason I'm using acrylic and not enamels is because it's made of, I've got a rubber type of material in it, so it will just go sticky if you paint it with enamel. This should be super easy for anyone to do. Trick is to get into every nook and cranny in her hair. I'll come back once I've done it. Every nook and cranny. I'm looking at this and I was going to tape it all off around there, and then I'm like, I wonder if the head comes out. Okay, after much ado, I just decided to pull the head off because it was too much of a nightmare trying to tape behind there and then it kept springing back. You don't need to do that if you've got more patience than me. This will make it neater for me to get in there anyway. It's entirely up to you whether or not you do that. I tried the hot water way to get them off and that didn't work. So then I just used brute force and I can just glue it back in. Probably with some hot glue. It's in a place that you don't see, so it's not too annoying. Also makes it easier to paint the body. You could use spray acrylics on this. I don't have any, so that's why I'm hand painting it. Just trying to make sure I've got in every single little crack. So the tape's coming off there. Be careful. Good thing about one header is she's quite dirty, isn't she? So even if you make a few mistakes on her face, it doesn't really matter. This is super easy. There is literally no painting skill needed here for this. Just sloshing it on and make sure you get in every single crack. Okay, I'm just going to go and take it into the light. But you can see just all of her hair is painted. We'll need to wait for it to dry. Okay, nothing's jumping out at me as being missed, so I just need to, we'll let that dry and we'll come back and we'll start on the red. Okay, I'm going to hit it up with brown because I'm going to layer up the colours. So brown, wipe it all off until it looks like it's all wiped off, and then just start hitting it across, so like this. Gently with a new soft brush. If you've seen my dry brushing tutorials, this will look very familiar. Okay, I'll stop. And hopefully you can see that the brown is starting to attach itself to the upper layers. I will come back when I've done the entire thing in the dark brown, and then we're going to start hitting it up with a lighter colour. I've actually got some burnt sienna here. Okay, you can see that it's attached itself. Just basically you're just going to get lighter and lighter until we've got that dirty red. So next up, some of this colour, which is burnt sienna, but you can just use any colours that you've got. It seems sort of counterproductive going over it with different colours, but bits and pieces will catch the dark and keep the dark. So that's the way that I like to do it, even if you can't see it at the end as well as you might think. Hopefully the light's picking it up that it's starting to catch. On the brush, off the brush. These are just cheap acrylic paints, by the way. You can get in any art store. For those wondering, because I sometimes forget to mention that in my tutorials. Here we go. That's the burnt sienna. Might go over it just a little bit more. Wait for that to dry, and then we're going to hit it up with some red, or what color is this? Scarlet. Again, cheap acrylic. Do that when this is dry. Oh, did I leave that recording? What a muppet. The camera will go flat. Okay, I'm back. Brand new brush and the scarlet that I showed you. Really bright red. So you don't want to go too overboard with this one. On the brush, off the brush. So you want it to look like this. And just start lightly going over it. It's more about highlighting little bits than painting the whole thing. This sort of the dirty one header look, not the blonde. This will be a mashup of both when it's done, hopefully. Okay, I think that'll do. You kind of want it to be a little bit brown, a little bit black, a little bit red, and a little bit of the light stuff. Because her hair was quite dirty in those scenes, I think. That's it. One header. Just need to take this off and maybe smudge some black on. I might do I haven't really got time to do the body, but I might do the body at a later date. I need to hot glue it back together, obviously. Any mistakes you've made, like here, you can scrape off or just paint over with a flesh color. As I said, the good thing about one header is she's filthy, isn't she? So little mistakes like that, no biggie, leave them on there. Let's see, I've missed a bit of the yellow there. I'm going to have to fix. But other than that, a little bit there. It's not too bad. Blech. Smudge the ones that she's got already. Even more. You could do the eye makeup if you wanted to. Probably in the same way, actually. I just want to scuff her up a bit. Just keep going until you're happy with it. Might do a little bit of red as well. Just going to use my screwdriver. There we go. Little battle scars. I just need to fix these up. Tiny bit of black with a little model brush where the yellow is still showing. She's pretty cool. Just went and checked a reference shot. She's actually quite dirty between her eyes and down here on her cheek. So I'm just going to do that now in case you wondered where that appeared from and why. Sorry, was I off camera then? Same thing. That's probably more like it. Do I want to repaint Clark's body? I'm worried I haven't got brushes small enough, but I am contemplating it. Let me go in and see some reference shots. Oh gosh, I hope I can finish this before my battery runs out, folks. Super glue. I'm just going to glue bits of crap all over her clothing before I paint her, because it looks like one header is not wearing these at all, but she's wearing lots of just old raggedy leather. Just going to cut some straggly bits of hessian that I've got. Start gluing them on her. As I say, it won't be exact, but hopefully it'll be closer to one header than what she was to begin with. I'll come back to conserve battery when I've glued them on. I'm literally going to super glue its material so it will soak in and then hold it on there. Okay, my camera's about to run out of battery, but I'm just updating you. I have just glued loads of crap all over this. Bits of foam, bits of the hessian that I showed you. You can see that. You can see that I've been gluing because my fingers are covered in super glue. And I'm just about to paint it all black. It's not going to be exact one header, but I think it'll be a lot better than the original Clark body that it was. I'll come back when it's painted black, which will probably be over the weekend. And hopefully we can start to paint it up. I've also given her a little shout out to Lexa. I know that one header doesn't have the shoulder pads, but I just did that with 2 tiny pieces of craft foam, which is here. Should look alright once it's all dried and painted up, I think. Just thought I'd do some on camera. Literally just dabbing it on everything until it's black. Other than her hands, if I can help it. If I go over, I'll just paint her hands in flesh colour. Get rid of that horrible glossy boot as well. Just tied a bit of string around her leg as well. Glued that on. And I might even put, you know, the little red cape that Lexa wears. I might just dangle that down the back when it's finished. I think that'll look cool on the shelf. I wish her hand wasn't in that position so that I could have added a wee sword or knife or something. But beggars can't be choosers. Okay, I'll crack on with this. And I'll come back when she's all painted black and we'll dry brush the body. Get this baby finished. Last update, I just decided to paint the entire thing other than her cleavage area black. So I'm going to dry brush the hands and things. Seemed a shame to leave it that crappy plastic. So that's where we're at the moment. Be back when we're dry brushing it. It's going to take a while to dry because of the material. It's looking alright. Hi everyone. So basically what happened is my camera ran out of juice when I was working on this, and because it was a present for someone, I was working against time, so I had to finish it off camera. I'm really sorry. I'm going to go through what I did, so hopefully you will still know how to do it. You can see that I just glued this on the box. So it says one header, ran out of ink here. But she's finished. So I'll take a look. Here she is, all done. So the dry brushing on her body, I didn't do too dark. I just went with like a really dark grey. I didn't do too light, I should say. It's so that it's showing up as black because she wears all black, so that wasn't really easy to do with the dry brushing. The tie around her leg, which was just a piece of string. Can't remember whether I recorded that bit or not. Just did that brown. Her boots, just did them grey. The little sort of bandoila thing at the back, just did that a sort of a brown colour. Hands obviously in flesh. And the gun in gunmetal. So there we have it, and I just glued this on just to be funny because obviously Lexa wears that, even though one header doesn't, but I thought it added some nice color when she's standing up. It looks pretty cool. I'll put up some pictures afterwards. Any questions, just pop them in the comments, because as I say, I am sorry that I didn't get to finish it on camera, but it was essentially dry brushing. So what we did with the hair, but just over her body, and then taking a small thin brush and doing all of the smaller, more detailed areas. She turned out pretty cool, and the person that I made it for loved it. So that's the most important thing. That's how to do your one header pop vinyl repaint. Hope that's been of help. I might do more repaints. I actually got this one here. I actually got this guy, which I'm looking forward to repainting. As soon as I finish the helmet that I'm working on for someone for a commission, which hopefully will be this week, I'll be cracking on with this guy. I hope this little run through has helped you with your 100 pop vinyl repaint. If you're not watching the 100, watch it. It's a really cool show. Nerfenstein out.